Welcome home, one and all, and welcome to the first official channel update for the Homestead. For anyone who doesn't yet know me, it is a pleasure to meet you. Online, I go by the alias Homestead Hero, but you can feel free to call me Homestead, Hero, or just plain old Jake. First and foremost, I wanted to thank all of you who supported my brief experiments in the world of content creation throughout the past year. From my early impressions of New Horizons to a surprisingly prophetic prediction of Age of Calamity's cast, I enjoyed dipping my toes into this new venue. While I'm still most certainly finding my footing therein, I think I have a plan of attack from here on out. Thankfully, I'm able to actually enact that plan now. For those unaware, your boy here is a hard worker. I've been employed at a non-profit organization for almost 10 years now, and I recently felt impressed to resign from my position. It's reckless, I know, at least on paper, but there's something inside of me that's awakened to more. I'm choosing to chase my dreams, whether they come true or whether I am sent into a nightmare instead. While I pursue my writing-related dreams professionally, I'll now have the time to invest in my writing-centric aspirations personally, and I've been preparing for this transition with some projects I'd now like to bring to light. If you couldn't already tell by the breadth of games I've covered thus far, I'm a variety gamer. A Jake of all trades, if you will. Please don't expect me to stay in one lane because I'm going to drive all over the road. But I will at least narrow down my interests for you. Here, we'll be covering three primary genres: RPGs, visual novels, and simulation games. Although few would share that specific, incongruent grouping of games, I wanted to combine those interests with my passions and experiences. So, I am drawing on my background in writing and my time spent working as a finance director, believe it or not, to give you the following. The primary project that has consumed my life is called Heroes Rewritten. You ever play a game and think how much wasted potential a character had? Maybe it's not just limited to the cast. It could always extend to the story, or heck, even sneak into the gameplay itself. In Heroes Rewritten, we'll be taking a look at the lackluster aspects of our favorite games and giving them a new coat of paint. Just to clarify, this is not fanfiction. While I have wasted many a day in fandom hell, and I have mad respect for people who freely contribute to fandoms, I have no personal interest in executing every concept we discuss. We're sticking on the storyboarding level, discussing the problems and how best to counteract them, without me providing the exact dialogue every character would say, or how every scene in a story arc would play out. This is an overview, not a play-by-play. For the first season of Heroes Rewritten, we will be taking a look at two blockbuster hits that took the gaming world by storm within the past 2 years: Fire Emblem Three Houses and Animal Crossing New Horizons. While I have spent more than my fair share of hours in Garreg Mach and on my island paradise, I would be remiss to ignore the glaring issues therein, or to not dream of what could be. Not every aspect we discuss has to be disappointing. Sometimes we just want to dream of more. For Fire Emblem, we'll be spiffying up the faultier soldiers in our army, and in Animal Crossing, we'll take our current cast of outcasts, like Katrina or Cap'n, and design a new purpose for them in our tropical utopias. But wait, there's more. Remember that background in finances I mentioned? Believe it or not, that'll come in handy for our videos too. You want to know a secret about me? I am, above all else, cheap. I don't want to spend a single cent if I don't have to, especially on what I want but don't need. And games, unfortunately, fall into that category. In a world where money is undoubtedly tight for everyone, from working parents to broke college kids, we need wisdom on what we thin our wallets for. And I think I can help with that. We're going to start a series called Play or Nay. These are bite-sized sneak peeks of what a game holds in store and whether it appeals to your tastes or not.
But Homestead,
You say.
isn't that what reviews are for?
First off, let's be real. Don't we all watch reviews after we play a game to make sure someone agrees with our opinions of it? Secondly, reviews focus on the mechanical aspects of a game and how good, whatever that means, it is in general. Just because I know a game has a good story doesn't mean that story will appeal to me. For these videos, I want to focus more on what I am calling the 5 principles of play: performance, presentation, proficiency, pacing, and price. Performance does focus on the mechanics that the game thrives off of and how they affect the experience you'll have. Presentation focuses on the tone, themes, and aesthetics of the game. Whether I believe the story is a masterpiece or a mess, it might appeal to you more because it discusses redemption, found family, or vengeance. Maybe you want a game that explores dark topics in a lighthearted setting. That's what we'll find here. Proficiency is all about the skill level required to play it. We all look for games to turn our brain off to and others to challenge us, but it's not always apparent which is which from the trailers alone. Don't worry, I've got you covered. Pacing is how smoothly and swiftly you progress through the game. And price? Well, we'll be breaking down the game's inherent replayability, along with whether you ought to purchase it outright or seek a discount. As an added bonus, I'll be including any warnings I feel are necessary to know about beforehand. The last thing you want is to get thrown into a game unaware that it's filled with blood, guts, and puppy dog butts. If you find those warnings a no-no, fear not, I have a list of alternate recommendations queued up for you. All in all, this series will equip people to feel confident with their purchase in upwards of 10 minutes. While those two will comprise the majority of topics covered on this channel, let's be honest, we all want to have a little off-book fun now and again. Heroes Rewritten and Play or Nay might be heavily scripted, but I can't promise that more casual videos won't pop up along the way. I don't want to build a brand so much as construct a community. And, like with any community, sometimes you're forced to listen to your friend discuss their newest hyperfixation. Look, I promise to keep these casual and conversational. That will both allow me to churn out these at a faster rate than with my more professional videos, and allow you to build a connection with me. Admittedly, I tend to play my cards close to my chest, so purposing to be more personable through methods like these is a newfound goal of mine. Of course, if I'm talking about all of these games, one might wonder whether or not they'll ever get to see me play them. The answer is yes, but not here. While I was weaned on the Let's Plays of old, I have instead decided to channel my efforts into streaming. Currently, you can catch me adventuring through our latest romp at twitch.tv/homesteadhero at 8 p.m. EST on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. We've been cultivating such a welcoming community there, and I'd love for you to chat and chill with all of us. Just don't be expecting expert level gaming. I'm here to hang out, not show off. And speaking of streaming, there's one final element I ought to mention that will tie all of this together in a perfect ribbon. Creativity. No, not creativity. Creativity. Creativity is a monthly get-together for artists of every kind, from content creators and streamers, to painters and writers, to chefs and seamstresses. Here, we'll be showcasing the artwork people have submitted to me throughout the month, highlighting members of our community, and having what I'm calling tough love talks. These will be conversations about what inhibits us as artists and how to overcome our issues and insecurities. If you're interested in spilling the tea with us, then I'd invite you to join our Discord. At the beginning of each month, we'll designate one topic to emphasize and discuss our opinions of and experiences with that subject therein. At the end of the month, we'll all gather together on stream for a culminating conversation. Once the stream ends, y'all are free to re-listen to that month's Tough Love Talk as a Spotify podcast. Needless to say, the Homestead is about to be full of hustle and bustle. My genuine hope is that you will join us in the highs and lows of all that is to come. Not because it benefits me, but because I want to provide a community that uplifts and supports you. If you're in search of just such a community, why not become a member of the Homestead right now? There's an invitational link waiting just for you down in the description, and a whole slew of people on our server itself ready to welcome you in. And if you're just a non-artist along for the ride, you're as welcome here as anyone else. Be sure to keep an eye out for the first installments of Heroes Rewritten. As a treat for sticking around until the end, I'll give you a little hint. They're starring Katrina from Animal Crossing and Ingrid from Fire Emblem. Hope that piques your interest. Whether you plan to adventure with us as long as this journey lasts, or whether this is where we part ways, I want to thank you for your time, trust, and attention. I hope to steward it well from here on out. Until we adventure together again, may the world that awaits you be filled with joy, and may this place be a refuge for you when it isn't.